Hello everybody and welcome back to the last episode of this Kingdoms Reborn series. We just vassalized Luna. We were doing this in the last episode. For some strange reason it says conquer or vassalize Lunar again, so we could do it once again if we want to. It does cost us a bit of influence, but other than that really there's no outcome. You know, we do get a bit of additional money from this one here. As we can see, there are all these incomings that we have, and down there we have plus 196 the territory income. And that is the vassals that we have. So in this regard, nothing else will happen now if we do this. But, you know, we could just, continue with that forever, basically. And conquer them again and again and again. Just get a bit of money out of it. That's it. Now, what we really want to do is what we just finished here is the book. Or the paper maker and the printing press then for the books. Which is one of our last real things that we can do here. So as we can see, luxury goods, we have the wine production up and running now, so this is working here. We're importing the grapes, unfortunately, because it's not working any other way, and we're making some wine out of it. We also have the chocolate, that's a good thing, and as we can see, clothes, for example, and all of that is in a lot. Now the paper is the last thing really, so we are making paper. So this is one of these resources that I've been wondering about what it is anyway, because there are some buildings that require this upgrade. I think it might actually be the wines. Nope. Some building require this upgrade, no idea which one it was, where I never could figure out what it is, and it is paper. So this is one of our last kind of like also building materials that we can have with the paper maker. So I would like to have a few of these paper makers. They consume wood. We have a lot of wood in store, right? So having more paper makers is fine. It's unfortunately, there it is, right? Having another one here. And what I can see is that we also have a few new cards available right now. So perhaps we do get another paper maker out of that. And another printing press we definitely need. Also for this area there. I think we need a bit of dye then to import as well. This is why I have the trading company close to these buildings as well. There's another industry wildcard and the paper maker. Right, so those three there give me some combo bonus. The babe keeper hopefully keeps his efficiency up there. There it is, right? Knowledge sharing. So this is what we have. It requires paper to upgrade for the beekeeper, for example. Now the printing press is coming up, the first one. And there it is. And what does it require? Dye, right? So paper and dye. And then we have the trading company for that, importing dye. It is also not really expensive. So this is something we can do. Let's go for 1,000 as the target. Let's also increase the efficiency of it. And then we import dye here. There we make the paper, consuming the wood, and thus have the books, which is our, well, luxury tier 3 resource here, book, that we need for my people. This will boost my income then even further, even though it's not really needed anymore. As we can see, there is some dye coming in now. We paid a bit of money there for dye. Unfortunately, I cannot see it anywhere here, but I will just have to trust that we have it now, and the input then for the dye is coming in here. The paper is being produced as we speak. Also, what we did in the last episode was finishing these cattle ranches here. Oh, another 7 immigrants want to join, but I'm going to refuse because, well, we just have enough people. I don't want to grow any further. We have the cattle ranches here. They now are at the capacity. So what we can see is that animals are also being slaughtered here then. Slaughtered for a bit of meat and a bit of leather. So this is another source of income of food and also of the leather that we need for making the clothes that we have right now. Right, so this is pretty cool. We produce a lot with those cattle ranches. It's not really consuming anything. I thought it would consume wheat at least, but it's not. So in that regard, I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. And yep, as we can see, the printing press is now starting to work. Dye is in, paper is in, and thus we should be getting the first books as well. Oh, and the upgrade cost is high. Upgrading to advanced machinery for 300% productivity costs 800 iron bars. We have 180, so nowhere near close, but still a lot of that. But, well, it's 300% productivity increase anyway, so that's in itself already pretty high. Now, what we can see is hopefully that we should be getting the first books in. The next printing press is coming up here now too. There it is. We can definitely go with upgrading the printing press town though. With this one we get plus 50 productivity if the city has 2 printing presses, and we have that. This is at least working, and yep, I'm really expecting some books now to come out here. And it is happening. The first 23 books we have now. People can finally read something, hopefully something valuable and stuff like that. I like the buildings. I love the brick buildings that we see here. And also candles are being brought in here. Very interesting. Let's just have a look at the goods down here. Luxury tier 3, there are the books. So in that regard, this is the next tier that we have of luxury goods. I think it's also the last tier of luxury goods that we have. So we should be seeing the first houses upgrading to level 6 now soon. With that, thus enabling us the next tag that we have for the housing. Yeah, as we can see, still a lot of people are leaving the town there because they're homeless, and that's just a natural way of controlling the population that we have. And candles as well, and there we have it. The first house is level 6. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom to this house, so yeah, I would have to find it first, but perhaps we can see some others upgrading soon. Might also be interesting how high the consumption of the books is. We've also finished another researching. This is the science output, so we do get more science. We have 5,200 research points at this moment, and we can then go, for example, more house income or industry output. Let's actually go with the industry output in this regard. So this is only era 8, and as we know by now, it's just a bonus tag then that we have on top of it to boost some output that we have. Now I really want to see some level 6 houses. We're also getting some gifts occasionally. We have 63 books now, so at the moment it's going up quite steeply without being really consumed in this beautiful town. Somewhere we should have it then. And there's actually one upgrading right now, as we can see. So this is a house level 5 at the moment, and is upgrading to house level 6. And oh, it's actually then 2 houses in one, right? So we've also unlocked the colony with that. A new card extracts resources from provinces. This is pretty cool here, this house. I like that. This looks really stately, really like a modern city there. And we've also unlocked these scholar houses. A lot of houses upgrading right now. I think we are already, yep, coming in with the cotton mill and then the flower bed. We have unlocked the fort. 100% provinces defense. This is only makes sense in multiplayer because the AI doesn't tend to take provinces. The colony and the scholar office crafts a card from paper. So if I have paper, I can craft hand cards myself if I need that. As we can see, more houses upgrading here, so cotton mill is unlocking soon. House level or tech level 7, by the way, is just like the researching. It's just boosting your output of some stuff. You know, it's not really important. The garden cypress, though, it would be something that is a new ornament in that regard. Let's have the colony. So this one here extracts resources from province. Sounds interesting to me. I have no idea what this means, actually. Do we have it up here with the coal? And do we have it with the cannabis? Let's have it with the grapes and just see what happens then. I don't know. Let's have a colony up here. Oh, indeed, it gives me 25 grapes per round. Whatever round means. This one here probably. Gives me a bit of additional grapes then. There it's coming up. I wonder how many of them we can build of these colonies. Costs a bit of money though. So we either need the colony or a wild card. A total wild card in that regard to get the next one up there. Trading post. There's a fort again. Let's also build a fort. I mean, what the hell. It provides some defense, and it might make sense to have the fort here because we have a natural border here anyway. The mountains, the rivers there, right? So here we have an open land actually to the next territory. So it might make sense to make just a fort here out there defending us then against incoming attacks. And they're building themselves, from what I can see. They don't require any goods or something like that. The scholar office, with this we can craft then cards from paper. Let's have one of them. There we have still a bit of space here in the center. So also build that. And oh yeah, books are coming in now a lot. So more and more are upgrading. And this is further boosting our income and our research points there, obviously. And I think we might actually reach this one here rather soon. Cotton mill has been unlocked there as well. But I'm eager to find out what this colony is all about. And there the colony is finished. Thus we have this, a rather big building, and yeah, it actually has an upkeep of 40 influence, so it does cost us a bit of an influence balance, but it is producing 25 grips per round. Pretty cool. So we can't have the farms here, probably because it's perhaps, I don't know, it's too cool. That's my role playing of it. But in that regard, it produces some grips for us. On the other hand, we also have this fort now. So attacking this province costs even more influence for enemies if they want to do that. So I have the advantage there of pushing more influence into the region before that. And it's also a nice little majestic building that we have there now at the edge of our town. Into this area there. Now with the colony, what we can still do is I could actually place it somewhere else, for example up here in the cannabis region. This gives me even more cannabis than, so plus 20 per round on the cannabis. So let's have a colony also in this area there, and we actually also get a combo bonus on top of it for this colony. They're building themselves, so this is really easy. So this gives me additional cannabis because we never really have enough for such a big town anyway. Also we can see a lot of storage is full there, but yeah, that's just the price of overproduction is in general. Now I think we have researched everything here for the house level 6, and thus have also unlocked the flower bed. Increases the surrounding appeal rating of +5. We just would need to wait now for winter to end, because I don't think that otherwise it looks very good. And here we have a bit of space perhaps for another garden, if we can go for one that we can squeeze there in. Let's just have a look at that. No garden here. It's really hard to get the cards now, the right ones, because there's so many, basically so many cards that we have unlocked. So this is definitely something they would need to focus on if they make more out of this game. There we have the garden, so I can just squeeze it in here, for example. It's being built right away, and around it we can then have the flower beds, increasing the appeal rating of this area even more. Just as also our scholar's office is coming up. So this is producing now our card production batch. Let's also increase the production there with a bit of tools that we have. Right here in the center. And yep, it is already producing now something, and as we can see, we get these cards out of it. So it's being just then added to my hand, and we get, for example, plus 20% productivity card with that. That is really cool. We cannot unfortunately use that on one of my colonies there, but we can just use it on anything else. For example, what is really important to us most of the time is the cannabis, so let's just add it there because it does work on the farms as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, also the whole town basically is almost level 6 now for all the houses, and we also have a high appeal rating, and thus we are at the end of this Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed it. What a nice little kick here. Trump left your town homeless. This is a fitting end to this Let's Play, I think, as Trump is leaving the town. Also, this winter is coming to an end now. We still have enough fuel, so we pretty much have a finished town in this case. Also, Santa has his own little castle there, up here far in the north. Hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.